Hello everybody, back again Saul here, and today we're not going to be playing some Splatoon matches, but today I wanted to make a video just kind of going through the Sunken Scrolls. I have gone back through all these levels off camera and gotten all the Sunken Scrolls. I have also upgraded my splatter shot gun here. I upgraded it all the way. Look how fast it shoots. That is redonk. That's the credits tablet. If you go push A on it, it shows you the credits again. But we don't want to do that. There's the little things that they show during the credits. And it's all written in Inkling. It's pretty cool. And the gives you a little snow globe here with DJ Octavio on it. But yeah. And there's Captain Cuttlefish. But anyway, today we're gonna go through the Sunken Scrolls. I'm gonna talk about the lore a little bit, because I got them all, and they're pretty cool actually. But yeah, here's the cover of the Sunken Scrolls. It's like a book, right? But number 1 says, since time immemorial, a rare type of electric catfish known as the zapfish has been prized by Inkling society as a source of energy. In fact, the entire city of Inkopolis is powered by a single 100-year-old great zapfish, which is what we already knew, which was the whole point of the single-player campaign, was saving the great zapfish. But there's a picture of the great zapfish, and there's sort of like a tanuki, and it looks like a wolf in the background there. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but there's a picture of the great zapfish, and there's some writing all in Inkling all up in there. Yeah, who knows? A lot of this stuff is a lot of speculation and stuff, but on to scroll number 2, which is about the Octarians. We Octarians dwell in a world deep underground. The individual caves in which we live are connected by a network of transport devices known as kettles. Wow, you learn something new every day. So there it's explaining the concept of the kettles we saw through all of single-player campaign. There's a little Octarian with a little speech bubble there. Who knows what that says? But yeah, it's showing the anatomy of a kettle, I guess. You kind of go down, and all the levels in single player were sort of domed areas like this. But, yeah. Moving on. This seems to be an Octarian assault vehicle, but it doesn't appear to have an engine. The big question then, how does it move? It's frighteningly clear that the source of Octarian power lies outside the realm of established science. So, it's showing the little vehicles the Octarians are in, and it's saying they shouldn't be able to run because science, but they do run. Which is, I guess, just kind of a way to say, hey, they run, don't question how. But, yeah, more Inkling writing. Man, I wish I could read Inkling. Alright, this one's pretty cool. This scroll was found in a deep rock layer, its age estimated at approximately 2,000 years. It details the ancient turf wars of the time. It seems the basic 4 versus 4 battle format had already been established at this stage. Alright, so this is sort of a reference to how we find things in Egyptian hieroglyphics. So there's Inkling, sort of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics showing 4-on-4 turf wars with a cat in the middle with a bow tie, sort of like Judd, kind of judging the winner there with a scale. And there's the blue versus orange 4-on-4, which is pretty cool. There's a little Octarian up in the top corner of that. I just noticed that. Moving on. The anatomy of an Inkling. The terrifying biology of the Inkling. Strength, can leap up to 5 feet. Brain, simple and predatory. Bones, none. Eyes, can spot prey from 100 yards away. Defense, high pressure, high capacity ink sac. So it looks like this is sort of Octarian propaganda, sort of, because of the terrifying biology of the Inkling. And it's kind of showing how the Inklings function. That's pretty cool. Scroll 6. The Department of Energy has announced that further declines in the availability of electric power are likely to occur in the near future. With the underground domes also deteriorating rapidly, the future does not look bright. Haha, get it? Doesn't look bright because they're running out of electricity. But yeah, the underground domes are deteriorating. I guess. They looked, I guess, fine during the single-player campaign. But yeah, it's a little newspaper clipping, and there's a chart there showing the decline. Alright, Scroll 7. The ink sprayed during a turf war vanishes almost immediately after the battle ends. How environmentally friendly and incredibly convenient. So there it shows all the different color pairs that can happen in turf wars. I never realized there were so many different color pairs that could happen. Interesting. Alright. Scroll number 8. Paradise Lost by Octolangelo. So it seems the Octarians had their version of Michelangelo. And this is sort of a little Adam and Eve sort of thing. They got the little leaves there. There's the boy and girl Octarian. And then there's a squid up hanging off the tree, tempting them with an apple. Very, very Adam and Eve sort of reference, callback, allusion, that's the word I'm looking for. But Scroll 9. It seems that some Octarians can assume humanoid form. These specimens have superior physical capabilities and are highly aggressive. High-ranking individuals have kelp on their heads, but what motivates them, if anything at all? Yeah, so we saw them during the single-player campaign, the Octolings, and then the ones with kelp on their head are stronger. And that right there on that file with the octopus on it, I think that says top secret. TOPSECRET, but it wouldn't match if it was just a character thing, character swap, because the O in top would be that upside down T, but then that would have to be an E in secret, and there are two E's in secret. Anyway, let's stop analyzing text now and move on to the next scroll. With the creatures of the surface driven to extinction by rising sea levels, the ancestors of the Inklings were free to haul their 10-legged bodies up onto the abandoned land. This is how the mollusk era began. Alright, so this is where the game starts to get dark. The creatures of the surface are us, humans, and we went extinct thanks to global warming, rising sea levels, and then if we look at the picture here, squids got up onto the land and evolved into the Inklings we know now. And that's that drawing references the evolution of man. You know, that shows like the little monkey and it evolves into a guy. Anyway, moving on. Twice a year, the Inkopolis Collection Fashion Show captures the hearts, minds, and wallets of the city's youth. Is there no room in this creature's minds for anything but battle and fashion? So that's just showing that there's a fashion show that goes on in Inkopolis, featuring jellyfish, I guess. Yep, moving on. The first battles of the Great War ended in victory for the Octarian forces. The diligent Octarians easily dominated the Inklings, who were unable to wake up early enough in the morning to defend themselves. Get wrecked. Sounds like me, though. So the Octarians had an early lead on the Inklings. That's what I'm thinking. I couldn't get out. Anyway. Heralded by loud explosions, the great Octa weapons quickly stormed the Inkling's central stronghold. Victory for the Octarians seemed all but certain, but due to a plug being carelessly pulled from its socket, their hopes were dashed. So the Octarians had this great army, and they lost because someone pulled a plug. But it doesn't say if it's like an electrical plug or pulling a plug from like a drain. Maybe they were drained out of a thing. Who knows? But there's a little baggie with a little tentacle in there. Moving on. Lady Luck shone down on the Inklings, and historians today agree that the Inklings' victory over the Octarians was mostly due to their superior number of limbs. because they had 10 limbs as opposed to the Octarians' 8 limbs. And there we see Inklings and Judd the cat, surprisingly. Or at least the cat that looks like Judd, but I like to think it's Judd, because it looks exactly like him. There we see the green Inklings beat out the purple Octarians, and they're celebrating. They do look older than the Inklings in-game. That might just be a different art style making that happen, but just thought I'd point that out. Scroll 15. This is the only existing photograph of the legendary Squidbeak Splatoon. The young man folding his arms appears to be the leader. When this picture was taken, the Great Turf War had been raging on for over a year. Alright, so the guy folding his arms is the leader. And I'm just going to ask you to remember his hat and his 3 medals he has on him right there. Okay, just remember the hat and the 3 medals. And behind him, there's someone who looks like Sheldon from Ammonites. But I think that's the grandpa he talks about. I think he talks about his grandpa a lot. But that might be him. And then there's a cat there too. So cats seem to be central to, or very popular in Inkling culture. And there are a couple more Inklings to the right there, just chilling. Then, before the Great Turf War, there were amicable relations between the Inklings and the Octarians. They couldn't have dreamed that rising sea levels would force them to battle fiercely over the remaining territory. So, there's the leader of the Octarians on the left, and again, that same leader of the Inklings on the right. Note, again, the hat and the 3 medals. Those will be important later on, what I plan on showing you. So, let's go. These 2 cousins from Calamari County won Inkopolis' first annual youth folk singing contest. Their remarkable voices earned them a standing ovation from all present and catapulted them into the spotlight. So that, of course, is they're the Squid Sisters. They won the folk singing contest, and that's how they became popular. There's them holding up a certificate and trophy. I love this backstory of all these characters. Anyway, it's Black Friday every day at the Booyah Base Ultra Mega Hyper Sale. Every deal's a doorbuster. If you want to be the freshest squid in Inkopolis, you cannot miss this incredible shopportunity. That's just an ad for Booyah Base. With all its different ads. It looks like there's a paper there with prices written on it or something. But they all look to be the same price, which is weird. What's it? Left, up, up, right, down. I wonder if that does anything. I don't think so, but... Scroll 19. Is the big fluffy one providing shelter for the little fishy one, or is the little fishy one manipulating the big fluffy one? We may never know. So that's talking about the clownfish in an anemone. So like that one shop owner who has the clownfish on her head. I don't remember her name, but she sells you clothes. Anyway, Squid Squad's new album, Fresh Kids, takes their trademark squidcore sound to a whole new level. Critics call it an oral buffet of squidiosyncratic psychedelicacy. Wow, that's hard to say. Squidiosyncratic psychedelicacy. There you go. The perfect theme for any turf war, on sale now. So I'm assuming Squid Squad is the music that plays in the background when you play matches. Yeah. Anyway, I hope they release a new album soon, right? Anyway, 21. What is this? It looks just like the proprietor of that shoe shop. Could there have been an ancient creature that consumed prawns as food? A terrifying thought, indeed. Yeah, so this is showing the dish that, you know, we humans will eat now. Fried prawns. And there it shows the platter and the directions there on the right. You peel the prawn, bread it, fry it, and serve it. And it does look exactly like, oh man, what's his name? Krusty Sean. I remember that name. Krusty Sean from Shrimp Kicks. Okay, moving on. From the depths of the sea, we emerged long ago, seeking the light of the surface. In search of still greater lights, we now send this message into outer space, sealed in a disk. Perhaps one day we will encounter other intelligent life. Right, so the Inklings did what we humans did, what, 10,000 years before them. Yes, this game takes place that far in the future. But, yeah, we humans sent a gold record out into space, hoping that it'll run into some other life and they'll be able to hear our stuff. So that's exactly what the Inklings did too. They sent a gold disc up into space, hoping to find intelligent life. If you look on that gold disc on the bottom there, there's the solar system. There's all those circles. That's the solar system, and the sun way on the left. The third one there is Earth, and it looks either like there's an arrow pointing out of it, or there's something coming to Earth. There's like a UFO coming to Earth on there. That's kind of what it looks like. Which, yeah, the final boss of the single player campaign did take place inside the UFO, if you remember. So that's a little interesting there. Food for thought. Alright, next. The customary chorus of Calamari County. Nowadays, this song and dance may as well be carved into the very DNA of all Inklings. It began as a way to celebrate and show respect for the bounty of the sea. And there's some sheet music there. Inklings actually use our same notation that we humans use for sheet music. And it says it's the customary chorus of Calamari County. And I happen to have my keyboard sitting here in front of me, and this is what the music sounds like. Sounds like that. So, as you can tell, this is the intro to the Squid Sisters song during the final boss battle, and it's also the music the train right outside Inkopolis plays when it's about to depart from the station. So, this music, it says, may as well be carved into the very DNA of all Inklings. It's sort of like their theme song, and began as a way to celebrate and show respect for the bounty of the sea. Which, so this piece of music, this melody, kind of permeates all of Inkling culture, which is really cool. I like that. Right. Scroll 24. Why are we here? For what purpose do we exist? We must not dwell on these questions. We can merely trust the will of the universe and spend our days and nights in harmony with the world, celebrating this festival called life. Alright, so a bit existential there. And here we have a picture of a fax machine, it looks like. And that tag on the right there has looks like a Japanese symbol and a tower on it with the picture of the fax machine on the bottom. That's stuck all over the fax machine. And actually, right before I recorded this video, I had a news flash from Calamari announcing the Splatfest, and they received information from this same fax machine about the theme of the Splatfest, which is cats versus dogs for North America. And then in Europe, it's rock music or pop music, and in Japan, it's rice or, oh man, what was it? I don't remember, but they have a different theme too. But yeah, this fax machine seems to be important because Calamari got the theme of the Splatfest from it, and then it has this picture with this existential question thing. But alright, let's move on. Though academic circles warn of rising sea levels, the policymakers pay them no heed. At this rate, human civilization may be lost beneath the tide. Will even this furry fellow be consumed by the raging ocean? And here we have a picture of Judd the cat with his human owner from, I guess, 10,000 years ago, right? So you might be wondering, man, What's going on with Judd? Why is he so... How did he survive 10,000 years without humans and just squids everywhere? We'll get to that. Anyway, here, a 12,000-year-old fossil of a creature with an odd internal skeleton. Its small skull indicates the creature was likely primitive with little intelligence. This specimen appears to have been fossilized in the middle of some kind of ritual. Alright, so there's what it says, small skull indicates the creature was likely primitive with little intelligence. So it's a human child fossilized in the middle of playing their Wii U. Is that not dark? That's pretty dark, Nintendo. So there's the gamepad, there's the Wii U, and up top there's a Pro controller strapped to a Wiimote with down on the D-pad and B pressed on it, which is something Nintendo teased as a way to use gyro controls in the one-on-one dojo if you're playing with a Pro controller. I'm not sure if that actually works. I haven't tried it, but I remember Nintendo teasing that. But yeah, so this is a 12,000-year-old fossil. So humans died out 12,000 years ago, and then here we go. Oh, my beloved Judd. It seems the day has finally come. This capsule is designed to remain cryogenically sealed for 10,000 years. Goodbye, my perfect little kitty cat. May your meows echo through the ages. And that's the last scroll. So Judd was cryogenically frozen 10,000 years ago, and 2,000 years have passed since, I guess, he awoke, and then we found this fossil 2,000 years later, because that's a 12,000-year-old fossil. So humans died out 12,000 years ago. Judd has been alive in Inkopolis for 2,000 years. That's crazy. How does a cat live 2,000 years? Well, so I guess it has been Judd that was in the 2,000-year-old scroll here with the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. So I guess that is Judd, 2,000 years. So he's been out of cryogenic freezing, or out of his cryogenic chamber, for 2,000 years, and he's still alive. How does that even happen? And he judged the ancient Egyptian turf wars, and he was there for the Great Turf War between Octarians and the Inklings, and now he's judging kids playing turf war. Interesting, isn't it? One last little thing. If you look on the bottom right of this book, there's a little Zapfish drawing, and it'll spin, and then it'll transform into Judd the cat, and then it spins and transforms into Sheldon, or I guess Sheldon's grandfather, because anti-octopus weapon blueprints designer Amos Schellendorf, Ammonites Booyah Base 1F, Inkopolis 11-1. Amos Schellendorf, which would be Sheldon's grandfather, I guess. And he's the one who drew up these blueprints that Sheldon made into new guns once you give these to him. Anyway, remember I told you to remember the three medals and the hat here. And that's because if we head over here, hello. I wish there was a single player or like a first person view. But let's take a look at Captain Cuttlefish's hat here. Looks familiar from that Sunken Scroll. And he's also got, if we can get a good view here, he's got 3 medals strapped onto his little cloth thing that he's wearing. You can see him there on the bottom. I can't get a good angle on them, but you can totally see it. So, I believe Captain Cuttlefish is the leader of the Splatoon from the Great Turf War. Anyway, this video's been pretty long, but once I get started talking about lore, I just can't stop talking. Anyway, I think I'll leave it for there. Feel free to leave your theories in the comments or tweet at me. There's a link to the Twitter in the description. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us for today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.